Here's another example where order of attack matters. We want to attack with the weaker unit first to guarantee, or not to guarantee, but to maximize chances that that self-propelled anti-aircraft gun wouldn't retreat. And then, so you should attack with the Panzer IV before the Panzer III in this case. What else? Here's an interesting thing you can do, although it's not really recommended, but we'll take my chances. This will retreat onto the fortification hex, where it becomes easy prey. The danger is that Ferdinand will be open to attack by these conscripts. No artillery support. But sometimes you have to take a bit of a chance. You know what? I should have 2 fighters available up north. That'll be enough. We'll send this to guard the Stuka. A bunch of Lend-Lease tanks. They're not too dangerous. So I feel pretty reasonably safe about putting the flak in a half track on that fortification hex, because the only unit that could attack it is that 5-stream conscript, and furthermore, the AI doesn't spot it unless it moves out the recon unit, which it may well do, but we'll see what happens. Or I guess it can move a plane out. Three fighters. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, that actually didn't go as badly as it might have. I'm okay with that result. Man, that unit just does not want to die. Okay, let's think. Here's a good example of whoops. Now you'll notice that this particular Yak 9D is low on fuel. In fact, it only has 13 fuel, which means it can only refuel at this airstrip in the south. This airstrip in the north, I mean, I don't have to count the hexes, but it's clearly more than 13. It's like 17 or something like that. Whatever it is, I'm pretty sure the Yak 9 cannot refuel in the north, nor can it refuel to the east. So that presents a unique opportunity here to destroy this fighter without actually destroying it. The logistics of doing so can be a little tricky, but I have full confidence in success here. Right. I'm going to incur some losses doing this, but I think it's worth it. Oh, right. That's okay. Bad luck, but I can move that. It's pretty good. Alright, this is what we're gonna do. Attack +3. It's extremely good hero. Too bad the yak survives. That's okay. I'm doing this to maximize the amount of refueling I can do with my planes. Which is critical on this map. So this Yak 90 can be safely ignored. It'll run out of fuel and it'll die soon enough. No worries there. Right, there is a T-34 up north there. Well, it's tricky. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about this for a little bit. These Lend-Lease tanks are not a danger. The guards are much more irritating, to be honest. Right. Yeah, okay. Good fortune. Excellent. I think this is good. Excellent. Uh, okay, I can live with this. I am back. It appears my computer crashed shortly into the turn when I was playing earlier. Don't know why. But it's time to continue. This game, Panzer Corps almost never, ever, ever crashes. I think it was some sort of computer problem on my part. Like, I've seen this game crash like twice ever out of hundreds of hours. Okay, it was probably more than 2 times, but out of hundreds of hours of game time, I can't even remember the last time it crashed. So it's very impressive in that sense. Most modern games you can't play 2 hours without crashing to the desktop. Okay, that's harsh. It's not like 2 hours. It's more like 4 hours. Anyway, I digress. Hmm. I need to try to capture that airfield as soon as possible. Alright, let's see. Here in the southern sector, what should I do? That works nicely. Hmm. That was not well played. Eh, it's fine though. Okay, good. Seems to have a small run of bad luck here. Wow, it's irrelevant. In particular, performance of the Ferdinand is, shall we say, lackluster. Okay, good. Let's continue our advance. All right. Okay. good. Well, I need to get rid of that anti-aircraft gun before I attack the airfield. Very disappointing, the performance of this Ferdinand. So, how do I destroy this group? Do. Generally, a bad idea is spotting +1. It's actually not so useless on a tank destroyer like this with only 1 spotting. That's actually a pretty good hero. Ferdinand doesn't really need more stats. What it needs is, or at least attack or defense. Initiative is good, but I'm pretty happy with that hero. Alright, let's see. Here in the south, little tactical bombing should take care of business. These early model Panthers have serious problems, don't they? Ugh. Okay, now I need to start transferring troops up north to deal with this position, which is not as easy as it seems. Let me think. Alright, that takes care of the spotting. I think this thing has 4 spotting. Oh, that's better than I thought. Okay, that's fine. Jeez, I don't know. My forces are in pretty good condition, just like the historical outcome, but honestly don't feel like advancing on the town of Prokhorovka. I mean, what would I accomplish at the end of the day, except having to fight a massive new wave of Soviet tanks? What would I accomplish? Oh well. No reason to attack and force it to retreat. Will prevent it from repairing. Start transferring some of my units to the north. Okay, let me pause to think about my moves in the north and the south. Okay, and I am back. I've decided upon a course of action in the south here that is not very risky. Wait, man, this was clearer in my mind when I Right, right, yeah, right, okay. That's not it. Right. Okay. This sort of formation maximizes my protection. The only danger is this anti-tank gun might attack my T-34, but well, there are always some risks. Good. And that this Martyr 2 is a bit vulnerable, but Martyr 2s are cheap, so I'm not too worried. Man, I am not having a lot of luck with some of these units. See, this artillery is safe from attack by anything except for T-34 on one of these fortification hex or the hill hex here, but seems unlikely. Seems unlikely. Yeah. Okay. I don't think the Soviets are out of air units, but probably at least getting somewhat close to running out. The Soviets have a lot of air units on this map. I don't know. My Air Force has... the air battle has gone exceedingly well. Yeah, that's fine. That'll prevent it from resupplying. As well. Well, at least that little trick worked. This is a lot more new areas than I remembered. So much for me raving about how the air battle is going well. Very nice maneuvers by the Soviets. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause to think about this. Okay, and I am back from pondering my moves. The one big mistake I made was leaving that artillery in the open there. I honestly didn't think the Soviets would have spotting on it. How did they get spotting on it? I don't think it did. I think that T-34 moved out to attack the half-track here, but then spotted a better target. Okay, the situation is now, I would say, critical in the central and the northern sectors. Southern sectors proceeding well. Let's do the southern sector first, since it's arguably the easier sector to handle. Ugh. Just relying on luck to try to kill it, but as you can see, that's not working out so well. Bah. Huh, that worked well. That's revenge. I love this unit. I think this is actually the only playthrough in which I've gotten Ju-87 this good. I mean, basically, you can fly around in one shot any sort of tank, any sort of armored unit, really, with ease. That is very useful. Okay. Well, done some damage, but let us continue. We'll refuel this unit. I'm actually very tempted to transfer this artillery north, since I need a high range unit to deal with this position, Hill 247. We'll make the transfer next. Actually, I'll need to wait for the next turn to make the transfer. Oops. We'll begin the transfer now. Right. Here, okay, now in the north and the center, to quote a cabin in the woods, let's get this party started. Oh wait, that's not a good idea. There could be a... Yeah, okay. What unit should I get rid of first? Well, we get entrenchment on that mountaineer. Let yes. Let's get this party started. It can be a bit dangerous to use these two fighters. Well, okay, this position is a bit more dangerous, being without some sort of support, but you know what? Let's do this. Good. There's an LA5FN in the second one, which might attack some of my fighters. So I will. Bomber. I do have additional fighters. Okay. Let's do this then. What a crazy battle. My little Soviet recon car actually survived somehow. Alright. Situation could be better, but sometimes you have to make do with what you got. Little Soviet recon car somehow survives. Excellent. Okay. I'm actually running a bit short on time here. Yeah. Some of these combat results could have been slightly better, but that's okay. Movement +1, that's pretty useful, hero. Alright. Excellent. The air battle continues. Pretty sure the Soviet fighters have been sufficiently weakened that they don't pose too much of a threat, at least for now. Or maybe not. Actually, that went alright. I'm okay with that. That should take care of most of the Soviet units in the south there. Now for the really hard part. My positioning in the north isn't very good. Yeah. Unfortunately, all my good panzers are beat up, which makes the advance very difficult. I don't like that. Put a unit with Scherzen on the hill. Help make sure there are no problems. Good. If I remember correctly, there are some anti-tank guns on the road here. It would be foolish of me to push out before I am ready. More guards? I don't want to fight those either. The AI's units appear to be stuck. Excellent. I see. Battle rages on. Could have made this turn, or at least play this turn better. But it's okay. I have no choice but to soldier on. Well, I want to take a look. Right. But I do have this unit. No range. This unit should have spotting 1, so I'm pretty safe down there. Yeah. Hmm. Turns out I didn't need this artillery here. Unfortunately, I need additional infantry if I want to take that town. Let us go for it, but we'll use normal reinforcements on account of the lack of resources. Good. I need a unit on that hill. Probably send this Panzer IV here, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. This final series of advances, if I want to take the town, are critical, so I'm going to have to pause to think. Okay, and I am back. So, the situation here is rather rough. We have yet to engage the 5th Guards tank army, which is composed of quite a few overstrength 3-star T-34s and various other tanks. I would prefer not to fight them if at all possible. I also have 5 turns to try to take the last 2 victory hexes here at the town of Prokhorovka. Is not a trivial task, especially considering my forces are not in quite as good of a shape as I had hoped. So this is going to be challenging. Ugh. Okay, I gotta think. The good news is my prestige situation is acceptable. So actually, I mean, I have 2 options now. I could take the town, or I could basically hold my position, as is historically what happened, and just be content with that. But since we're so close to the town already, let's go for it. Let us seize control of the town. This is going to be an intense battle, to say the least. So, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Well, one way of doing this is to use the surrender trick again. Oh, that was destroyed outright. Now, where do we want this elephant? The elephant can go fight the tanks. Fortunately, I can't place the infantry in range correctly. That's okay. This thing has a spotting of 1. not to worry. So basically it can't spot me at all. Now this is an interesting tactical puzzle. How do I destroy this unit efficiently? There are a number of methods. I'll say I'm probably better off using tanks to do it. We'll use my super elite tank. Actually, no, we'll do it this way. So why am I doing it this way? To bring my artillery in range with conscript. The odds could be better. Guess I could attack with that, but no. I want to reserve my fighter bomber for that Katyusha rocket. I do not like Katyusha rockets. This unit, I guess, can go over here to deal with the tanks. Better cover that Tiger tank. Yeah, unfortunately, the engineers are, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. They might as well go there. So the good news about this deployment is that if I put my recon unit here, there is nothing that can break through to my artillery. Not that I think it's likely, but anyway, the good thing about this deployment is I can position my troops in range of the town. Then I can deploy this artillery there, this goes there. It doesn't have spotting on me, this can go there. Actually, what can I do? I can take a bit of a risk here. This recon unit is cheap, I don't really care about it. You can go out here and we'll put my anti-aircraft gun there, like so. And then what am I going to do with these units? I have no interest in taking that town over there, so we will move my units like so. The bridge engineer is also not that important, so this will do. Right. It is dangerous to leave a Stuka on guard like that, but I'm betting the AI won't have spotting on it. They still do have some more fighters. That works out if they want to move their infantry onto rivers. I don't mind. Unfortunately, that anti-tank gun hurt. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Good thing I didn't take too much damage. That's an SU-152. So, the SU-152's weakness is its extremely low initiative, at least in my mod. In the default mod, these things can be destroyed by anything. It's irrelevant. But, I mean, default game. But in this particular instance, these units have sky-high hard attack. So, if I were to attack into an SU-152 with Panzer III, that is not a good idea, since you can see it gains 3 initiative on defense. In conjunction with experience bonus, that's quite good. What I want is a unit with really good initiative, like a Tiger tank. That will crush it without issue. Although, in the meantime, let's do some more damage here. Anti-aircraft guns, when used judiciously, are very devastating. Right. Well, this is trickier than I thought. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about this. I am going to have to think about this for a little bit. So I'm gonna have to pause here and think. Okay, I am back, and I have decided upon a course of action here. So, what am I gonna do? Well, I'm going to take advantage of a few AI vulnerabilities, or not AI, but a few game mechanics, let's say. Right, so this unit is completely suppressed. Step 1. Use the weakened tank to force a surrender on the anti-tank gun. That's unfortunate, but the BA-64 only has 3 soft attacks, so what can you expect? Next, attack the guards on the river. So, if we attack this way, units always retreat clockwise. So I force the guards back onto the river. Oops. Took kill 247 now. Next, we want to keep the guards on the river as much as possible. It becomes easy pickings. So, I would say step 1 accomplished very nicely. Next, we have to think about how best to deploy my Stuka. The answer is I do not like that SU-152. So, this is what we're going to do. Destroy the Yak-9D. If you use mass attack rules again, you can crush its initiative. So normally it would have 13 initiative, allowing it to fight back potentially. But this way, it's only down to 11. So I have perfect bonus on it. Then my second fighter can finish off the weakened bomber. I can protect my Stuka with the finest fighter I have. Super Stuka, 1 hit kills most armored units, no problem. So that's that. Next, we want to start trying to take the town. So, how do we want to do that? Part of it is that we want to start thinking about taking out the artillery. My T-34 is fairly cheap. An effective send, the Tiger tank cannot be sent that far forward just yet. So, what we're going to do is this. We don't need to kill the artillery quite yet. Actually, the other thing I should do is scout out. Okay, there's an anti-aircraft gun there. I don't like that either. Best to kill it. Right. No, we don't want to do that. Let's take care of that artillery. Move out my Tiger tank. This part's actually a little tricky since I was hoping this unit would be able to, well, attack and then move out of the way. But now, actually in a bit of trouble here. Huh. Well, okay. In any event, take care of this unit here. Next, we will start assaulting this position. Which is also tricky to attack. Okay, I gotta think about this. Yeah, that makes the most sense. I want to attack into that conscript. Well. I guess I have no choice but to move this out of the way. Yeah, okay. So if that's the case, this is what we want to do. Which we want to preserve as much of the Panther ammo as possible. Although they'll allow it to reinforce, I'm okay with that. I am actually okay with that. Let the AI crowd as many units around here as it wants. Okay. Then Well, this will open my recon unit to counterattack, but recon unit is a soft target, so it shouldn't be in too much danger. And we take the town, part of it. I'm going to reinforce this elephant in anticipation of significant armored engagements. Right. This seems good. This unit can be retreated now. And I have one extra fighter. Might as well use it to protect a Panther tank. Otherwise, my units can stay put. There's nothing else to be done here. Okay, that's an elite Soviet KV-1. That guy is going to be a hard nut to crack. Now the Soviets begin their counterattack. That's a good use of the guards, I have to say. I didn't think it would be able to do that. Okay, so the situation is dangerous but acceptable. Step 1. Destroy the artillery. Step 2. Use the Stuka somewhere where there is no anti-aircraft guns. Like over here. Step 3. We want to destroy the Super Soviet tank, which is harder to accomplish than it seems. Except, I do have 2 units which excel at that task. First things though, resupply a lot of these units. Same trick to destroy the guards. Hmm. The experienced KV-1C is actually a tougher nut to crack than I had thought it might be. We want to focus on clearing out the town first. Yeah. Okay, that's actually reasonable. We'll put the T-34. Well, I have plenty of armor there, including the Ferdinand. That's good. Put the T-34 back. Move up the Panther tank. Begin by attacking that unit. Next, we'll assault the defenses. Taking a bit more damage than I would like, but that's okay. There's no rush to destroy the T-34. I don't like the anti-aircraft gun. This is actually quite a dangerous position. I may very well lose a unit or two in an ensuing counterattack, so good luck to me. Yeah, this is fine. We'll retreat to Stug here. Even the Ferdinand will take more damage than I would have thought. Huh. That's fine. I don't remember that boss unit being as tough as it is. Well, whatever. It is now much weaker. And my Panther is not in too much danger of getting attacked. At least when it has initiative hero, 2 stars. So, that's good. I didn't want to use my air units. I want to move my anti-tank guns up front as much as possible. So like this. Might as well leave the infantry on the hill. Alright, the next few turns are going to be critical. There's going to be a massive, massive counterattack. My forces are going to struggle to defend it. So, let's let it begin. So that was in part what I was afraid of. Fortunately, the AI won't use another tank against my weakened unit there. This is the onslaught of Soviet armor. These anti-tank guns are doing a very good job attacking my units. Surprisingly good, I have to say. Alright, wow. Situation could be better. Let's take a look. I really would rather avoid the anti-aircraft guns if at all possible. Okay. This is going to be a very tough battle here. My force is taking more damage than I would like. Again, that is unfortunate. Okay. Right. That's actually not so good. Wow. I need to take the town as soon as possible. Unfortunately, combat engineers are, at least in my mod, extraordinarily tough to root out because of their high ground defense. So even when I use my own combat engineers against them, the results could be better. And there is such a massive onslaught of Soviet tanks. Fortunately, they won't attack the 88 gun. Probably. Gonna use our fighter bombers as best we can. Weaken some of these units. No real interest in engaging them right now. Looks like the bulk of the Soviet armor is concentrated in the south. So we will concentrate my armor in the south too. Or my air force rather. I do not like any of these options. Okay. This is gonna have to do. Let's hope I survive this onslaught. Oh, the Soviets purchased BT tanks to counterattack with? That's actually unusual. Usually they'll buy more T-34s. Unfortunately, my Stuka has taken a lot of damage. So, that is a problem. Stukas are quite vulnerable, as you can see. Okay, I gotta go think about this for a moment here. If I can take the town, all I have to do is weather one more round of Soviet counterattacks, and then it's over. So I really want to take the town. This next attack will force it to surrender. And that's the good news. I've essentially won. bad news is there are still a ridiculous number of Soviet tanks, which I have very little interest in fighting. If I can gain initiative advantage on the T-34s, my units can do very well. Same thing here. Then it's trivial to finish that unit off. I'm gonna withdraw my bombers. There's no need to kill any of the remaining units. My forces have taken quite a beating, but they are still kicking. Use this to capture the city first. Not gonna be able to do anything to it. That's fine. Soviets can't really flank in the north, so there's nothing to worry about. We'll just leave my Panzer for there. And this otherwise looks like how I'm going to end this. The assault on the town could have gone better, Prokhorovka, but it didn't. So I'm not going to be too worried about it. Mostly that I didn't really need to use my Stuka, and I got it shot up more than I wanted to. So, yeah. There's still a IL-2. Soviets are extremely aggressive, but the little stugs are reasonably tough. So despite getting beat up, my units are in okay position. and I managed to win decisive victory while engaging only part of the Soviet 5th Guards tank army. I probably could have destroyed pretty much all of them. Well, I could have destroyed at least half these units in the next turn, but yeah. I'm pretty satisfied with this outcome. So, decisive victory, but a heavy cost paid. I didn't lose any units, but a lot of my units have been beat up pretty badly. I do not have too much prestige, and there's even a fighter down to 1 strength. I thought the air war otherwise went fairly well, except for my Stuka getting shot up there. That could have been handled better. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching.